Pull up to a stoplight in 2026, you step on the gas, and from somewhere directly beneath the floorboard of your car, you hear it. That horrific, embarrassing, metallic, clattering noise. Like somebody crawled under your car at night and stuffed a coffee can full of loose bolts and bottle caps into your transmission tunnel. It rattles, it buzzes, it vibrates through the seat, through the steering wheel, through your soul. Everyone at the intersection turns to stare. You sink down in your seat, you pray for the light to turn green, and you limp home with your wallet already cracking open in anticipation. Then comes Monday morning. You roll into the dealership service bay, this glass cathedral of betrayal, and the guy in the polo shirt with the clipboard, he listens to your engine for about 11 seconds, and his face goes into the practiced, sad mask. He sighs, he shakes his head, and then he delivers the line they've been rehearsing on people like you since 1998. Sir, ma'am, friend, I'm so sorry to tell you this, but the precious metals inside your catalytic converter have melted. The honeycomb has shattered. We're going to need to cut out the converter, replace the midpipe, and depending on the emission sensors, we may need to reflash the ECU. And then he slides the paper across the counter. $2,000, sometimes $2,300, sometimes $2,800 if it's a hybrid or anything German adjacent. I want you to listen to me very carefully right now, because the catalytic converter is not broken. The platinum is fine. The palladium is fine. The rhodium-laced ceramic honeycomb inside that converter is one of the most thermally stable, precious metal-coated components ever installed in a passenger vehicle, and it does not shatter because you accelerated onto a freeway ramp in 2026. The noise is not coming from inside the converter. The noise is coming from a thin piece of stamped tinfoil wrapped around the outside of it, a heat shield, a piece of metal that cost the manufacturer pennies. A piece of metal that any Japanese back alley mechanic, the kind who's been turning wrenches in Osaka for 40 years, would fix with a $1 hose clamp and send you on your way laughing. The dealerships, the Stealerships, the billion-dollar service industrial complex that's been gouging us harder every single year of this 2026 inflation cycle, they want you to think your catalytic converter is some delicate orchid. They want you to think a bump in the road or a cold morning is going to send precious metals raining down your exhaust pipe. It's not true. It's basic thermal expansion and acoustic resonance, boring undergraduate mechanical engineering. But as always, I'm sharing this for educational purposes, for historical observation of how Japanese craftsmen approach the same problem, and so you can have an informed conversation with whatever mechanic you choose to trust with your own vehicle. Let me walk you through the engineering, because if you understand the engineering, no service writer in a polo shirt is ever going to scam you again. The catalytic converter is a metal can. Inside that can is a ceramic monolith, this honeycomb structure coated with platinum group metals. When your exhaust gases pass through it, those metals catalyze a chemical reaction that converts carbon monoxide and unburned hydrocarbons into carbon dioxide and water vapor. That's the whole job. That ceramic honeycomb operates happily at temperatures up to 1600 degrees Fahrenheit. It is engineered to outlast the car. In Japan, you will find Toyota Crowns from the late 1990s still running their original catalytic converters at 300,000 kilometers. They do not just fall apart on a Tuesday morning. Now, wrapped around the outside of that hot metal can, and wrapped around the exhaust pipes running fore and aft of it, is a second piece of metal, a completely separate component. It is called the heat shield. It is usually stamped aluminum or thin-gauge stainless. Its only job is to reflect the radiant heat of the exhaust system away from the floor pan of your car, so you don't melt the carpet, so you don't ignite a plastic bag stuck under your vehicle in a parking lot, so you don't barbecue the rear differential bushings. This heat shield is attached to the exhaust pipe with spot welds, sometimes 4 spot welds, sometimes 6. Tiny little points of fused metal, no bigger than a grain of rice. Here is where the physics starts working against you. Every time you start your car, those welds get heated from ambient temperature, maybe 70 degrees Fahrenheit on a summer morning, 20 degrees in February, up to over 1,000 degrees Fahrenheit within minutes. Then you park, you go to work, the whole thing cools back down to ambient, then you drive home, it heats up again, it cools down again. This is called thermal cycling. Every metal on Earth expands when it gets hot and contracts when it cools down. The aluminum shield and the steel exhaust pipe expand at different rates because they are different metals with different coefficients of thermal expansion. Aluminum expands roughly twice as much as steel for the same temperature change. So those tiny spot welds are getting pulled and stretched and twisted thousands of times a year. After 5 years, 10 years, 15 years of this, in a 2026 vehicle that's already been on the road since the late 2010s, those welds fatigue, they crack, they snap, and the shield comes loose. But here's the thing. When the shield comes loose, it doesn't fall off. It can't. It's still wrapped around the exhaust pipe like a sleeve. It's still trapped in place by the suspension components and the floorboard above it. It just hangs there, barely contained, with a gap of maybe 1 or 2 millimeters between the loose shield and the hot steel pipe underneath. And that, my friend, is where the noise comes from. If you're tired of mechanics quoting you thousands of dollars for what is fundamentally a loose piece of tin held on by rusted welds, hit the like button right now. Because the algorithm in 2026 buries this kind of practical information unless you actively push it back up. And in the comments, I want you to tell me this. Does your car sound like a can of rocks when you step on the gas at low RPM? Does the noise go away when you're at highway speed? Tell me the make, tell me the year, tell me the symptoms, because every comment under this video is proof to the platform that we are not crazy. Subscribe and hit the bell before the exhaust repair lobby pressures this channel into the shadows. Now let's talk about the actual scam. Because the dealership knows. They absolutely know. The technician in the back of the shop with the grease under his fingernails, that guy knows the second he hears your car roll up. He can identify a heat shield rattle from across the parking lot. It has a signature. It's a high-frequency, papery, metallic clatter. Not a deep knock, not a tick, a flutter, a rattle. He knows, but he's not the one writing your invoice. The service writer is. And the service writer is on commission. The service writer is a salesman in mechanic's clothing. The service writer gets a percentage of every job they upsell. So when you walk in with a heat shield rattle that any honest shop could fix in 8 minutes, with a worm gear clamp from the plumbing aisle, the service writer types into the computer P420 suspected, catalytic converter inefficiency, customer reports exhaust noise on acceleration, and the computer spits out the diagnostic flowchart that says replace the catalytic converter assembly. $2,000. Sometimes they'll add in oxygen sensors, sometimes they'll add in gaskets. Sometimes, and I have seen this with my own eyes in 2026, they will literally take a reciprocating saw to a perfectly functional catalytic converter, cut it out of your exhaust system, and then bill you for the replacement, even though there was absolutely nothing wrong with the original. This is acoustic extortion. They are weaponizing your fear of an unfamiliar sound. They know that you, the customer, don't know the difference between an internal failure of the ceramic monolith and an external vibration of a heat shield. They know you are scared. They know you are inflation fatigued in this brutal 2026 economy where everyone is one car repair away from a financial crisis, and they pull the lever anyway. Let me show you the math. The markup on this scam is staggering. A factory replacement catalytic converter for a common Toyota Camry has a wholesale cost to the dealer somewhere between $400 and $600 depending on supplier contracts. The labor to install it is genuinely about an hour and a half. The total honest cost should be around $800 at most, yet you are being charged $2,000. The fix you actually need, the worm gear hose clamp, also called a Jubilee clip in the UK, costs about $1.79 at any hardware store in the country. The repair takes 12 minutes if you've never done it before. The markup the dealership is taking on the wrong repair is over 2,000%. Now let's talk about the science of why the noise happens at certain RPMs and not others, because this is the part that confuses everyone. The reason your car only rattles between about 1,800 and 2,500 RPM is something called resonant frequency. Every object on planet Earth has a natural frequency at which it vibrates most easily. Strike a tuning fork, it vibrates at exactly 440 Hz. Pluck a guitar string, it vibrates at a specific frequency depending on length and tension. Your heat shield is no different. Based on its dimensions, its thickness, its shape, and how it's attached, that loose heat shield has a natural resonant frequency somewhere in the range of about 30 to 50 Hz. Now your engine. Your engine produces vibration in the exhaust pipe based on cylinder firing. A 4-cylinder engine fires 2 cylinders per revolution. So at 2,000 RPM, that engine is producing roughly 66 firing pulses per second through the exhaust. As those pulses match the natural frequency of the loose heat shield, the shield begins to vibrate in sympathy with the engine. This is called sympathetic resonance, or coupled oscillation, and it's the same physics that lets an opera singer shatter a wine glass with her voice. The energy from the engine's firing pulses transfers directly into the heat shield, amplifies, and the shield slams against the exhaust pipe thousands of times per minute. That's your rattle. That's the can of rocks sound. Once you pass 2,500 RPM, the frequency no longer matches, the resonance breaks down, and the noise vanishes. That's why it goes quiet on the freeway. This is exactly how the Japanese diagnose it. In Japan, Where vehicles must pass the shaken inspection every 2 years, and where mechanics simply cannot afford to scam customers because the reputation networks in Japanese society are so tight, the master mechanic listens for the RPM band where the noise appears. If it shows up at idle and gets worse with load, it's an internal exhaust leak. If it shows up only in a narrow RPM window and disappears at higher revs, it is 100% of the time a loose heat shield. They don't even pull out a scanner. They don't need to. The acoustic signature tells them everything. Here is how you actually fix it, and I want you to listen to every word of this because the steps matter. First, you wait. You wait until the car has been parked, ideally overnight, definitely at least 4 hours. The exhaust system reaches temperatures of 1,000 degrees Fahrenheit during operation, and you absolutely cannot touch it warm. You will get a burn that requires hospitalization, so patience. Cold exhaust only. Second, you get the car safely off the ground. Use jack stands. Never, ever, ever go under a vehicle supported only by a hydraulic jack. Set the parking brake, chock the rear wheels. Use proper ramps if you have them. Safety first, every single time. Third, you crawl under and you locate the heat shield. It will be the thin, dull, often slightly discolored piece of metal wrapped around the exhaust pipes, usually near the catalytic converter itself. Push on it gently with a gloved hand. If it moves, if it flexes, if it rattles when you tap it, that's your culprit. Fourth, you take a standard stainless steel worm gear hose clamp, the kind plumbers use on radiator hoses, sized appropriately for the diameter of your exhaust pipe, usually somewhere between 2 and 3 inches. You loop it around the loose heat shield and the exhaust pipe together like wrapping a belt around a coat. You feed the loose end into the gear housing. You tighten it down with a flathead screwdriver or a small socket on the worm screw. You tighten until the shield is firmly pinned against the pipe and cannot move when you push on it. Fifth, you start the car. You rev it, you listen. The rattle should be completely, absolutely, miraculously gone. And just like that, you've saved yourself $2,000 with a piece of hardware that costs less than a cup of coffee in this 2026 economy. I want to be very clear about something. I am not telling you to bypass professional repair. I am telling you to know more than the service writer at the counter, so that when you walk into that shop, you can ask the right questions. Ask them to physically show you the damage to the internal honeycomb. Ask them to pull a P420 code from the OBD2 scanner, which is the actual fault code for catalytic converter inefficiency. If they cannot produce a code, if they cannot show you broken ceramic on a borescope, if they refuse to investigate the heat shield, you walk out. You walk to the next shop. You find an independent mechanic, ideally an older one, who learned the trade before computerized upselling took over the industry. Because the truth is this: in 2026, the cost of car repairs has exploded. Parts costs are up dramatically over 5 years. Labor rates are up across every metro in the country. The average family is one diagnostic away from financial pain, and the dealerships know this. They are counting on your panic. They are counting on your ignorance. They are counting on the unfamiliar sound to push you into accepting a 4-figure repair you do not need. Share this video with anyone you love who drives a car. Send it to your kid in college. Send it to your mother. Send it to that friend who just got quoted $3,000 for an exhaust job last week. Because the only way we break this acoustic extortion racket is by spreading the actual engineering knowledge that these dealerships have spent 30 years burying: a $1 hose clamp, 12 minutes of work. A loose heat shield is not a death sentence for your car, and it is certainly not a death sentence for your bank account. Subscribe, hit the bell, and I'll see you in the next